You wake up. Within minutes, you're already anxious about a meeting later today. Someone cuts you off in traffic and ruins your mood for an hour. A critical email arrives and suddenly your entire day feels derailed. Sound familiar? Here's the truth most people never realize. You're suffering not because of what happens to you, but because you've surrendered control of your mind to external events. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful books ever written, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This isn't just ancient philosophy. These are battle-tested principles that can transform how you experience every single day of your life. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome from 161 to 180 CE. While ruling one of history's greatest empires, leading armies through brutal wars, surviving plagues, and dealing with constant betrayal, he wrote personal notes to himself, reminders on how to stay calm, disciplined, and purposeful despite the chaos around him. These private writings, never meant for publication, became known as meditations. They're not organized lectures or systematic treatises. They're the raw, honest reflections of a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders, trying to be good, trying to maintain inner peace when everything around him was falling apart. Over this video series, we'll explore timeless Stoic principles from meditations that can help you master different areas of your life, from your inner world to your relationships, from daily habits to your sense of purpose. This first part focuses on the foundation, how to foster internal control. Because until you master your own mind, nothing else matters. External success means nothing if you're internally chaotic. Relationships crumble if you can't control your reactions. Goals remain unfulfilled if you can't discipline your impulses. So let's begin where Marcus began, with taking control of your inner world. Number 1, control your mind, not external events. This is the foundation of Stoic philosophy and the central theme of meditations. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Most people spend their lives trying to control things they cannot control. Other people, the weather, the economy, their boss's mood. And when these things don't go their way, they suffer. But the Stoic recognizes a simple division. There are things within your control and things outside it. Within your control, your thoughts, your judgments, your reactions, your effort, your character. Outside your control, other people's opinions, the past, the future. External events. The moment you accept this distinction, everything changes. You stop wasting energy on what you cannot change and focus entirely on what you can, your own mind. Marcus believed that obstacles advance us. What blocks the way becomes the way. But this only works if you control your interpretation. If you fill your mind with negativity, even a small problem feels insurmountable. The solution isn't to run away. Many people try to escape their problems through vacations, distractions, or substances. But Marcus knew this was futile. The place you need to visit most is your inner self, because that is the only place where true control exists. This is what psychologists today call having an internal locus of control. The belief that you are responsible for your outcomes, not external circumstances. When you embrace this, you become unshakable. Number 2, your judgments shape your experience. Here's a radical idea from Stoicism. Nothing is inherently good or bad. Your judgment makes it so. Marcus quoted the Cynic philosopher Monimus, "Everything is interpretation." Now, obviously, this isn't literally true in every case, but as a mental tool, it's incredibly powerful. If it rains, you can choose to feel angry at the weather and irritated by wet clothes. Or you can choose to feel grateful for the sensation of being alive, for the nourishment the earth receives. The rain hasn't changed, only your judgment has. Marcus wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This doesn't mean you suppress real emotions or pretend bad things are good. It means you recognize that between any event and your response, there is a space, and in that space lies your freedom. How easy it is to repel and wipe away every troublesome impression and immediately be in complete tranquility. Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought. The human spirit is colored by such impressions. So take care which thoughts you allow to exist in your head. Choose interpretations that serve you, that make you stronger, that align with your values. Number 3, focus on what is in your control. We've established that some things are in your control and others are not. Now comes the practice, ruthlessly focusing only on what you can control. Marcus advised, concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. Most people scatter their attention across 1,000 worries, things that might happen, things other people might think, things they wish were different. This is a recipe for anxiety and exhaustion. Instead, ask yourself constantly, is this in my control? Your coworker's attitude? No. Your response to it? Yes. Will you get the promotion? No. Will you do your best work? Yes. Will people like you? No. Will you act with integrity? Yes. When you focus only on what's in your control, a profound peace emerges. You stop wasting energy fighting reality. You stop being a victim of circumstance. You become an agent, a person who acts rather than reacts. Number 4, maintain emotional stability. Emotions are natural. Marcus never advocated suppressing them, but he did advocate not being controlled by them. He wrote, when roused to anger, remember that there's nothing manly about giving in to emotion. It's courtesy and kindness that define a human being. He who possesses these qualities possesses strength, nerves, and courage, not the man who is subject to fits of passion and discontent. Your body will send you signals, anger, fear, desire, pain. These are information, but they should not dictate your actions. Marcus taught that your mind should sit superior to your body and its sensations. You have a rational faculty. That's what separates you from animals. To follow nature means to make use of what nature has given you. Deep down, you already know the things you should be doing, yet you are not doing them. Why? Because you do not have control over your mind. Whenever you determine to do something and don't do it, it's because your body has given you some reason not to. Don't allow pain, drowsiness, fever, or loss of appetite to alter your behavior. When bothered by these sensations, remind yourself, I'm giving in to pain. When you give in to these impulses, you make your mind the slave of the body, which leads to unhappiness and endless suffering. Gain control of your mind. Train it like a muscle. Then emotional stability will follow. Number 5, master impulses. Discipline over pleasure. Pleasure is not evil, but when pursued mindlessly, it becomes a trap. Marcus observed, pleasure turns into punishment when it becomes excessive. That's why Stoics make decisions based on values and logic, not the body's impulses. This doesn't mean you reject all pleasure or become some joyless ascetic. It means you understand every sensation as a natural signal, but one that should not override your reason. A Stoic life is justified by discipline, not pleasure. When you eat, eat mindfully. When you work, work purposefully. When you rest, rest intentionally. Don't let your days be dictated by what feels good in the moment. Let them be guided by what is good for you in the long term. Marcus wrote about this constantly because he knew how seductive comfort can be, especially for someone with unlimited access to luxury. But he also knew that luxury softens the mind. It distracts us from meaningful work and traps us in endless comfort-seeking. Discipline, on the other hand, builds character. It creates the strength needed to endure hardship and act virtuously even when it's difficult. Choose discipline. Your future self will thank you. Number 6, stay present. One of the most repeated themes in meditation is the importance of the present moment. Marcus wrote, confine yourself to the present. The past is gone. It cannot be changed. Dwelling on it serves no purpose except to create regret. The future hasn't happened yet. Worrying about it fabricates problems that may never exist. All you have, all you've ever had, is this moment, right now. Stop letting your emotions project into the future, fabricating worries for yourself. Stop being jerked like a puppet. Limit yourself to the present. Most people go through life on autopilot. They're physically here but mentally elsewhere, ruminating about the past or anxious about the future. This is not living, it's sleepwalking. Marcus advised, do every act of your life as if it were your last. Not with dread, but with full attention and purpose. When you're with someone, be fully with them. When you're working, be fully present in the work. When you're eating, taste the food. This is how you extract the richness from life, by actually being in it. Number 7, return to your principles when you slip. Here's the good news. You don't have to be perfect. Marcus himself struggled. He got angry. He procrastinated. He fell short of his ideals. But what separated him from most people was this. He always came back. He wrote, when jarred unavoidably by circumstances, revert at once to yourself and don't lose the rhythm more than you can help. You'll have a better grasp of the harmony if you keep going back to it. Life will throw you off balance. You'll overreact to something small. You'll indulge when you meant to abstain. You'll waste a day when you meant to be productive. This is normal. This is being human. The key is not to spiral. Don't let one bad moment become a bad day. Don't let one bad day become a bad week. Not to feel exasperated, defeated, or despondent because your days aren't packed with wise and moral actions, but to get back up when you fail, to celebrate behaving like a human, however imperfectly, and to fully embrace the pursuit you've embarked on. When you slip, acknowledge it, learn from it, then return to your principles. The more you practice this, the shorter the slips become, and the faster you recover. Number 8, self-awareness. Examine your thoughts and motives. Marcus constantly examined himself. He asked tough questions. What am I employing my soul on? What sort of soul do I have at this moment? Am I using it like a child, a tyrant, an animal? Most people never do this. They drift through life reacting to circumstances without ever examining why they do what they do. But the unexamined life, as Socrates said, is not worth living. Observe your own mind critically, as if observing someone else's. In every case, ask yourself, what are you currently using your mind for? What's causing you to act this way? Is this aligned with your principles? Marcus wrote, if you do not observe the movements of your own mind, you will be unhappy. Self-awareness is the foundation of change. You cannot fix what you don't see, so develop the habit of watching yourself. Notice your patterns. Notice when you're making excuses, when you're being defensive, when you're acting out of ego rather than principle. This practice alone will transform you. Number 9, think and act with purpose. Marcus was adamant about this. No random actions, none not based on underlying principles. He wrote, do not wander without purpose. Act deliberately. Most people's lives are a series of reactions. They wake up and let the day happen to them. They scroll through their phone without thinking. They say yes to things they don't want to do. They drift. A Stoic does not drift. In all cases, ask yourself, why am I doing this? What principle guides this action? If you can't answer that, you're probably wasting your time. Marcus advised, if you seek tranquility, do fewer things, or better, do only what is necessary. Do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life. Stop being aimless. Stop letting distractions pull you away from what matters. Maintain an unwavering commitment to your purpose. When you live this way, every action becomes meaningful. Work becomes fulfilling. Relationships deepen. Time feels abundant rather than scarce, because you're not wasting it on things that don't matter. Number 10, maintain inner order. Despite chaos, the world will always be chaotic. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. Crises will emerge. But none of this has to disturb your inner order. Marcus wrote, external events may be chaotic, but your inner order must remain intact. This is the ultimate test of Stoicism. Can you maintain your principles, your calm, your purpose, even when everything around you is falling apart? Marcus did this. He ruled during a plague, multiple wars, betrayals, and the death of many of his children. Yet he remained steady. How? He understood that his mind was his fortress. As long as he controlled his thoughts and judgments, the external chaos couldn't touch him. You can find peace from external events at any time by going within your own mind. This doesn't mean retreating from the world permanently. Humanity is born for cooperation, but it means you can always return to your center, recalibrate, and then re-engage. When the storm rages outside, you remain the calm at the center. The inner fortress. Let me leave you with this final thought. 2,000 years ago, a man sat in a military tent on the frozen banks of the Danube River. He was exhausted, surrounded by war, death, and uncertainty. Yet he picked up his journal and wrote words that would guide millions of people across centuries. He wrote them not to teach you, but to remind himself, and that's what makes them so powerful. These 10 principles, controlling your mind, managing your judgments, mastering your emotions, staying present, they're not abstract philosophy, they're survival tools. Marcus used them every single day to maintain his sanity and his character in impossible circumstances. And here's what's remarkable. They work just as well today. You don't need to be an emperor to benefit from these ideas. You just need to be someone who wants to stop being controlled by circumstances and start controlling how you respond to them. When you control your mind instead of external events, you reclaim your power. When you recognize that your judgments shape your experience, you become the author of your own story. When you maintain inner order despite chaos, you become unshakable. This is the foundation. Master this, and everything else becomes possible. But internal control is only the beginning, because once you've mastered your inner world, the question becomes, how do you actually live? What does a Stoic life look like day to day? In the next part of this series, we'll explore exactly that, the Stoic way of living your daily life. How to act with virtue, how to build discipline, how to make decisions that align with your principles, and how to navigate the practical challenges you face every single day. If these ideas resonated with you, make sure you watch the next part. Because knowledge without application is worthless. And Marcus would be the first to tell you, it's not about understanding Stoicism, it's about living it. See you in the next one.